You are looking at the face of somebody who has not been to work, or rather who has not been to an office for work for the past 1.5 years. And that is because I've been working from home. I love it. And in this video, we are going to talk about the reality of working from home and how you can make it work better for you if you want to try it, if you want to hear how it is like. So basically, this is where I spend my day, my working day. As you can see, I have my monitor, my laptop, the ring light for my meetings, for like good optics. Ignore the foundation over there, and then that little white thing over there is a speaker. Hello, my name is Mochipamba and I'm a chartered accountant living and working in Zimbabwe. I make videos about careers, auditing, chartered accounting, money, and sometimes traveling. Today's video, we're talking about chartered accounting, auditing, and we're talking about remote working. I've been working in remote audit ever since I left industry in October 2021, and this is March 2023. So that gives me a whole solid 1 year, 1 year, 5 months. Gives me a whole solid 1.5 years of working from home. And here are the benefits or the reasons why I chose to work from home. So the first one is flexibility. Now you do know that there are two main things about me. I love being moored, like the brand of I can get to work with girls, I can get to work with government, I can get to work with other organizations, do other things that are outside the routine or the traditional accounting world. And if I was going to work on a daily basis, it would be so hard to communicate every week or every 2 weeks that, oh, I need 2 hours to go to that thing. People will not think that I'm serious. But if my work is not associated with my presence, I can get to deliver the work that I need to deliver without my presence, without me being there. So this is where we talk about flexibility. And whenever, sometimes, some managers, you're working with somebody and they want you to be there, like watching you online. An arrangement can always be worked out. For example, you're working US hours, you're working UK hours, you have those 2 hours before or 2 hours after that you can use to do other productive things that you love, that you are outside audit. And this for me is, for example, is the flexibility that I need in a job. I need this flexibility for me to be able to hold that job as long as I'm in Zimbabwe, because I have so much more to give outside just being an accountant, and I need that flexibility. So that leads me to a better work-life balance, because I can still deliver what I need to deliver and still live the life of mode, still submit to the things that I need to submit, still deliver outside work, and nobody looks at you strange or different or with a side eye or whatever. Then the other thing is commuting time. I don't like commuting to work. I hate traffic. I'm not patient, so there is no commute time. And the other thing is, I am generally a morning person. I do the best, I perform the most between the period 2 to 5, 2 to 6 a.m. And if I can get a job that can allow me to actually work during those times without prejudicing anything. I remember when I was working in person, sometimes I would then go to work when I've already done that day's job, because I did it between 2 to 6 or most of it, and then you're just wasting time over there when you've already done the job. Then the other thing is also about efficiency. I do feel like I'm more efficient when I'm working from home, because I'm generally a chatty person. I can go to work, it's very easy for me to make friends, it's easy for me to do other things. So when you're at work, when you're at home, you don't have the distractions of other people, because I don't stay with kids, I don't stay with family. It's just it's just me in the house. I don't have many disturbances, I don't have many distractions, so I get to be efficient. by working at home, and that gives me motivation. I can better manage my day. I can start my day at 2 a.m, finish it off at 12. I can start my day up, I have more flexibility, more life balance, more time to do other things, less commuting time, and less time spent on refraps, driving, talking to other people, etc. So these are generally the benefits that I get from working from home, and I love it. And it's, as long as I'm in Zimbabwe, it was sort of like a non-negotiable. Here are some of the weaknesses or some of the things that I've found are more when you're working from home. Number one, it's very easy to cross the line from are you working or are you at home, because remember, home is also office. So it's very easy to overdo work. You work too much, because it's very easy to cross that line. Number two, you end up, as a result of that working too much, you end up with fatigue. If you guys ever reached a point where you feel like a zombie, have you ever felt like you feel your bones, like there is nothing more to you than just wake up, eat, sleep, wake up, eat, sleep, sometimes during busy season, because I work in audit, during busy season, you wake up to look at your laptop. You work throughout the day. The first thing you do when you wake up, your laptop, your phone, to check your emails, to check whatever. So you end up blurring the lines between life and work, and sometimes it can be unhealthy. That fatigue, it builds up more when you're working from home because of the third point, which is the lack of social interaction. I actually realized that we go to work, yes, of course, to work, but we also go there to meet people, network. Today you meet a character from Uzumba Maramba Fungwe, they're telling you about Uzumba Maramba Fungwe. Tomorrow you're meeting a character from the north of Zamora, they're telling you about their weekend shenanigans. Tomorrow you're meeting other people, you're doing other things that are bringing balance to your life, that are not just looking at the screen. So you end up with working from home, you don't have social interaction. For me, I realized that the result of this is that I end up overdoing weekends. Every weekend I'm doing something. That's because staying in my house feels like I'm at work still. It's not a weekend. So I choose to leave the house, and that has its own consequences. So I think that part, it is huge. And you end up also depending on the friends that you already know, because you have no opportunity to create new friends because you're not going out to work. Sometimes you meet someone Mukombi, you meet someone Umbazi, you meet someone Pafio Station, you meet someone whoever. I'm not driving to work, I'm just here, I'm waking up literally to work. So there is that again. And then lack of physical activity, I will always stand by this. The reason why I gained so much weight is because I don't have any more physical activity as I used to have. I used to wake up, walk to get to where my car is, drive to work, walk those stairs at Deloitte, walk them down. I go see someone in that office, Here you wake up and you are glued to your desk. That's all the activity that you have. So if you do not make a conscious effort to actually undo that, you will fall into a trap of you are not making any physical activity, and the road that you're actually walking is the road to the fridge, and that leads to gaining weight. I will stand by this. I gained weight because I was working from home. The other disadvantage I want to talk about is screen fatigue. Sometimes when you're working in person, when you're done when you just zone out, you can go out, take a walk, go speak with someone. I'm always about workplace relationships, so you can go speak with someone, talk nyayas, grab lunch with somebody, do that with somebody. When you're working from home, it's a little bit more difficult because you're at your own, in your own work area, and there's no one else there. So for communication, you're using Teams. For whatever, you're using Teams, you're using your screen. So you end up having screen fatigue, and it is really a real thing. So here are some of the tips that I have figured out for me that work. Try to establish a routine. For me, a routine is, so I remember when I was working US time, I would sleep in up to like 10 a.m, 11 a.m, 12, depending on when I sleep, because I remember sometimes I would work up to like 9 a.m. in the morning. So you sleep up to like 2, 3. It is so irritating when someone then comes in and knocks at your door at 10 a.m. So you make a routine and you communicate with those around you of your routine or your schedule. If I'm working UK time, people know I'm working 9 to 5. That's fine. If I'm working US time, my family, my friends also knew not to call me, not to look for me during the time I'm sleeping, not to try to make small talk during the time I'm working, especially during busy season. So at least if people know your hours, if people know that you are not home, you are actually working. Because when they come in and they see you, their assumption is you're home, but maybe you are actually at work because it's working time. So if people know that you have a schedule, if they know of your schedule and what you're doing, it makes it easier to manage. Number 2, communicate with your team. Send daily updates. If your manager or if whoever you're working with, if the team requires 2 updates a day, morning, evening, or even afternoon, about what are you working on, what do you plan working on, what have you done, what do you plan to do, keep the communication open, because unlike other scenarios where somebody can just ask you as they are going to the bathroom, or someone can just walk in as they are going to see the client, you don't have that. And especially in audit, where we are actually sharing the same room, so we can be talking about everything like this. We're in the same room. You can't, because you're not there. So you need to improve your communication game. The other thing that has helped me tremendously is having a designated workspace, because that designated workspace, for me, it's a desk, my work desk, and sometimes, but that designated workspace, what it does is it separates your work life from your home life. So when you're at that desk, do not eat lunch while you're at that desk. If you want to eat lunch, get off that desk, go eat your lunch in the kitchen, go eat it in the lounge, go eat it somewhere else that is not at that desk, so that your brain can switch off. You are not working. And it's not 8 a.m. Do not sit on that desk. Wake up, do other things, clean your house, bath, take a shower, do whatever you need to do. Do not sit on the desk unless you are working and it's working hours. That helps you create boundaries, first psychologically and even with others around you, to say, if it's 8 and she's sitting on that desk, she's doing whatever she's doing, she's working. If somebody comes into my house and sees me at that desk, oh, so are you working? Oh, cool. And then they go. So have a dedicated workspace. It doesn't have to be a room. It can be a desk, it can be another room, it can be a place where you live. Some people have home offices. Create a workspace that works for you. And then the other thing is, close your laptop. My mental health has improved so much after I've learned how to close my laptop. When your laptop is up, when you're working in real life, when you're working and going to a physical office, you open your laptop. When you get there, you take it out of your bag, you open it. When you get home, you put it, you close it. When you're going home, you close it, you put it in your bag. Do the same with your work from home situation. When your work day is over, close your laptop. When your work day starts, open your laptop, so that you create that demarcation as well, and you'll be able to balance your life away from your work. Number 5, exercise. Establish a exercise routine and hydrate. If you don't exercise, at least hydrate, because it's very easy to get into a mental fog if you're not spending the day with people, not taking time to travel to an office and coming back home. Either exercise well and hydrate. I'm starting an exercise routine. We'll see how that lasts, but every time I exercise, I feel so much better with my work, with myself. And when I don't exercise, just that exercise needs commitment, but when you exercise, you feel better. And when you drink enough water, you feel better. Then the last thing is, have leisure activities. I've told you, for me, once it's Friday evening, if I'm not working that weekend, I'm out the door. Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday maybe I'm resting, but I always make it a point to hang out with people, because we are human beings and we still need that social interaction that we now do not have every day. We have it through Teams, videos on Teams, but you don't have it as much as you used to have it, or as much as other people have it, other normal people have it. So make sure that you use your weekends, your time off, to visit family, to visit friends, to visit other things, or to just see places, be in touch with nature. I love doing that. So these are my tips, and this is what has worked for me. Let me know if you have experience working from home, and what has been your reason. Are you still working from home? Do you love it? Do you not love it? For me, I love it because it allows me to do all the things that I need to do. It's just that, like everything in life, there are weaknesses and there are strengths. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.